Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast Infinity. I am your host, Renovate, and today will be episode number 7, and we're moving right along through the series. Hope you guys liked that new intro. It's pretty cool, huh? And I didn't get any permission from Pixar. How funny is that? So yeah, today guys, we're just going to do a little bit more of AE2, and then maybe move on to something else. If not, we'll just make it a short video just to wrap up the AE2, because there's not that much more I want to do with it right now until we get a little bit further along, and we'll end up having to move it somewhere else because it's going to get pretty big. So let's get started, guys. If you're liking the series, click that like button. Like I said, let's try to get 10 likes per video. I aim small, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so I can keep you updated when I get videos uploaded, and I can also give you a shout out. So let's get started, guys. Can't wait. That's awesome. Okay, let's start with where we ended last episode, guys. We were making these inscribers. These are the 4 presses, and then this is the final inscriber that makes the ones that we want, and we automated all this. So this is all going into our ME system, and it's this one's pretty much filled, I believe. Yeah, it's got all the channels are filled. This one's got 4. So yeah, this is working out really good. I also took time to add, they're not actually on there, they're in here, these acceleration cards. These are pretty cheap to make once you get the materials, but I went ahead and put acceleration cards in here, and then I put some in here because a lot of the things that you end up making for the ME system require something that comes out of here. And so the faster these things get done, the quicker you can make some stuff. We went ahead and changed this by 1 block. It's now got a 16K down here at the bottom, and that's because one of the processes that I had to do actually required like 24,000 bytes to process, and we didn't have that. All we had was 16 total. So now we have like 28,000, I believe. 12 and 16, yeah, 28,000. So if we got anything more than that, we'll just keep upgrading this or build another one. I don't know. Over here, this is what I've been building between episodes, and we're actually going to do a little bit more with this just so I can show you guys how it works. But these are all molecular assemblers, and they're all connected to these ME interfaces, the block ones. And I just put these little cable facades on there. But if we go over here to our pattern terminal, actually not the pattern terminal, the ME interface terminal, you can actually see all the things I've made patterns for. So we've got all these things automated. These are all our inscriber presses and our processors. We got all that done. I've actually taken time to make patterns for all the upgrades for the drives. So here's the 1 through 64, and then here's the actual drives 1 through 64. Here's the patterns for the speed upgrades, and then here's all our nuggets. And I've taken an extremely long time making these. Basically, this is the solar cell, or solar power. This is the resonant one all the way down to the leadstone. So you start here and you work your way up. Once you get to here, it's really not hard to get these. It's just the materials that come before that. So just like in the generators, once you make one of these, to go to here, you got to have 8 of these, and then you add one of these. And so to get here, you got to have 8 of these, and one of these goes here, blah, 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 and goes all the way up. So this is as far as I've got, and this is the one that took like 20... I think I was 24,000 or somewhere under 28,000 to make, and it took quite a while to make it. The next one up, I believe, is we'll look in the middle a little bit. I also took time to make blank patterns. Quartz glass, we always need quartz glass. Some more assemblers, some more interfaces, and then this is just some random block stuff. And then we also got a pulverizer set up over there, and that's just for later on. So today's video, guys, we're just going to, there's Thorkel that just got on. We're actually going to make a couple of these just so I can show you how it works, and then the cables and everything, and how it works underground. Up here, we've kind of cleaned up, and as you can see, all our power is gone. And then these machines are just sitting here. They're not really even connected to anything. I've moved everything over to here just so I can experiment with how I want to get this set up eventually in the future, and we'll go over this too. So let me get a few things, guys, and we will get this video started. Be right back. And we're back. Actually, I didn't really even do that much. I just need to clean out my inventory so it wasn't so sloppy. I hate when I record stuff and then I open my inventory and it's got all this crap in it. So the first thing I want to do is talk about this. This is basically Autocrafting, an ME system Autocrafting. And this thing will craft anything that you can put in a crafting table. So when you want to craft something, you have two options. You have a processing option and a crafting option. Now, if you can, like I said, if you can put it on your crafting table and craft it, that's what this is for. If it has to go into a machine and it goes through some sort of a process, you have to make a process pattern. So these are all processes. So if I wanted to take, let's say, gold ore, and change it into gold dust, that's what this is, and I've already got this set up. So as you can see there, it creates two pulverized gold from one gold ore. So anytime I get a gold ore from my quarry, it'll come over here and grind it up and then put it back into the system. Now the way this works, these have to have power, so these are all powered from underneath. You can see the cables right there. And what you want to do is put an interface on it. So I put the interface on the back, and then it holds nine patterns, 9 processes. So basically you want to tell this one to do, say, 9 ores or whatever. I think I actually have stuff that's not an ore in here too. Yeah, we got our fluix or flux, however you want to pronounce it, dust. Certus, and yeah, these two are not ores, but these two are iron and gold. And I just set this up so I don't have too many on there right now. But yeah, this tells this machine what to do, and then the only thing it does is it basically pulls it, actually pulls it out through this, puts it in here. So I don't need an export bus on this. And then you take an import bus, put it on top, it imports it back into the system. So the same thing with like your alloy smelter. I think I have the pattern in there to make these energetic alloys, which is what's used to make these Ender IO cables down there. So, and I make a lot of those. So I wanted to make it so that I could do it easily on demand. And so the pattern tells it right there. You take one gold ingot, one redstone, and one glowstone dust, and it makes one of these. So it pulls all those things out of my system, puts it into here. Now I got this set to a redstone signal because this thing runs all the time, so I can turn it on and off, and it'll pull the stuff out for me. Right now I have it set so I have to demand something to be made. You can actually set it so that it's always being made, but I just have it when I need it. So the same philosophy with that one over there. Pumps materials in here and pulls out the result back into the system. Something that I've got set up over here, which is our crystal growth accelerators that we used to have sitting over here. So I went ahead and put it over here, and we have this set up. I'm going to build this with you guys on video in a little bit. I'm going to automate this, and pretty much what I'm going to do, if you look down inside there, we got a transfer node, and that's for items. And I have a filter on here. If I take the filter out and we look at the filter, I think you just need to scroll across and click on it. I don't have the filters in there yet, so we'll do that too. I want this machine to pull out, actually we're going to input stuff, but I want it to pull out only certain things. That way when this thing drops the ingredients to make the seeds or the pure crystals, it doesn't pull out the ingredients right away. We want to wait till the thing is made and then pull it out. So that's what that's for. The ME system comes up through here. The cable is just attached to here because this is the item dropper. So we're going to have this item dropper sit right on top of here. And this is from OpenBlocks, and it basically has you tell it what you want to drop in there. So we're going to have the ingredients to drop into the pool, and then this will have let's see, an export bus from our ME system, and then I guess we could have an interface. We'll see. And then underneath, do I have a way to get down there? Yeah, underneath. It's going to get pulled into a chest, and then from the chest it's going to get pulled an import bus into the system. Now if you look at this pipe right here, we have 4 channels, and if you look at my the GUI up at the top, or the I forget that's called, Whale, I think. It's telling me that I'm using 4 of 8 channels. So I have 4 channels available. This one over here is already running. I think if you look at the top, it was already running 1, which should be the dropper. So I think we should only have a maximum of 2, maybe just 1. And so we'll hook that up to this system because it still has some empty ones left. This is all my power coming up through here, and it's going all over there. I know it looks kind of hectic, but it's going to get cleaned up. This is kind of an experimental phase right now. I did want to show you what we did with our power before we start working on our molecular assembler. So let's drop down into the basement if I can stand on this block and get one. There we go. So we put a dense cable all the way down to the end, and if you look at the top again, it's showing you that I'm using 13 of the 32 channels. So this can hold 32 channels. 32 channels is basically saying I have 32 processes or 32 machines that are using data coming off the end of this. So I know this one we only have 1, and you can see that little pink line. That's just our crafting CPU up at the top. But this one right here has got 4, and then it's accepting this one, so it has a white line, which makes 5. So we got 5 coming in there, and then we have a full 8 here, and these 8 are the molecular assemblers up at the top. So 5 plus 8 is 13. That's why this says 13. And over here, this is our final processor, our circuits, and that's our inscribers. So those are all filled, but those are going off their own side of the box. So if we go back downstairs more, this was our reactor, and like I said in the last video, it just is not efficient, and it burns through Yellowite more or quicker than I can actually get Yellowite and process it. So this is shut down for now. This over here is what I'm using for my full power, and I've been making these, and eventually we're going to make a 64 times 1, but this is a lava generator. These do about 320 RF per tick, so we got 3 of those, and then we got these, so we're up over probably 1200 RF per tick. I don't think I'm using that much right now. The only thing that's really running is our ME system, and this is kind of showing, if you look right here, if you look at that number that's flashing, it's right at 0. So we're not really, it's kind of just a flat line. We're not really losing anything and we're not gaining anything, so it's kind of even. And then this is your power monitor that sets up when it needs to start charging again. So that's that. This will read out something eventually when we get stuff, more machines, that'll say we're a net positive or a loss. So that's that. So let me get back upstairs and we'll get started on the assemblers. Be right back. Alright, so the question is, why do we need these? It is part of the ME system, and it is a very useful thing to have. And if you look in here, I can actually click on this and you can look at all craftable items. So these are all the things that I can craft right now, and it's not very much because we have to make patterns for every little thing. But basically what it's allowing me to do, since we have so many resources going into our ME system, if you look in our drive down here below, I got 2 64s and the rest are 16s. These are almost completely filled up, not byte-wise, but item or types. This one hasn't been used yet. I don't know why it says 63 types, and I thought it should say 64. But anyways, we got so many resources coming in here. It just takes time to grab your resources, take them over somewhere else, build something, come back, grab something else, and you just keep going back and forth, back and forth. And the further along you get in the game, the more you want just to automate everything. So it's not necessarily being lazy, it's just making the game a little bit easier to progress faster. I guess that's a good way of saying it. So, so what these things do, the ME interfaces basically tells each one of these. I can pull this off and I'll show you. This thing here down at the bottom, this is an interface. I have all these patterns set in here, and basically I'm telling it 1 MVAR ingot makes 9, or 1 MVAR ingot, yes, makes 9 MVAR nuggets. So, and I need all these because something that we've been making requires something that I have in here. So the process that I've been using is, if I make quite a few of something, I might as well make a pattern and have it autocraft it so that I don't have to continue waiting or getting materials or whatever to make that item. So each one of these interfaces carries 9 patterns. And then in these 9 patterns, you can put these molecular assemblers. And pretty much what these do is this is the crafting part. So it spits out, and you can actually watch it get crafted in these things. It's really cool. But you can put 4, you can actually put 5 of them because you need one side for the data. But I've got them stacked here. It just makes a nice little tower. Also, I can count how many channels. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I got 5, 6, 7, 8. And the smart cable right here only carries 8, so I might as well do it that way. So let's put our cable back on there. There we go. And I think I don't, yeah, this is the last one that I've been working on, and I think this just got the junk in it. Actually, it doesn't have anything in it. Cool. Okay, so we can use that one. So one of the things, just to show you how this works, you're going to go in here and craft up. Actually, we're going to need a pattern terminal. The pattern terminal is what's going to allow you to make the patterns. And like I said, there's a crafting pattern, there's a process pattern. We're going to do a crafting pattern, just a simple one, just to explain it. So let's say that we wanted to turn blaze rods into blaze powder, because we are going to need that. So if I take a blaze rod and I stick it in here, Minecraft already knows that if you take one of these, it's going to process it into 2 of these. So that is the recipe. That's a crafting recipe because this is a crafting table, okay? If you put it in a process, it doesn't know what that is. It knows that it's a blaze rod, but it's pretty much saying, well, what do you want me to do with it? What does it make? So that's why it's a process. So if I were to grind those or add them to something else, then that would be a process. So let's get, let me get one thing in, let's see. Yeah, I'll just do it here. So one thing that we do need, because I am out, are these patterns. And if you look in here, if we type in, actually it's right here, blank pattern. So I don't have any of those, that's why it says craft. So if I click on craft, and we'll go through this again in a little bit, I just want to make, let's say we want to make 2. So we'll just click, oops, let's just make 2. Now I'm going to click next, and it's going to tell me all the things I have available to make, and then what it's going to need to craft. So I have 3 of these available, but it needs to craft 4 more. So I have a pattern set up to make these. So if we, and it's going to tell you the byte size up here. So if we click start, it makes them really fast. So there's 1, and now it's probably going to craft up that glass. And if we look over here, in one of these chambers, we might see something being made. Nope, not this time. So did we get 2 of them? Yeah, it's already got 2 there. So let's take these crafting patterns, or blank patterns, we'll stick them in here. So let's do what we said. If we take a blaze rod and we stick it in here, this is a process. So it's going to say, I don't know what you want to do. If we click this and it shows the crafting table, this is a crafting pattern. So for every time we want to make blaze powder, it knows to take a blaze rod out of our system, and it makes 2 blaze powder. You click the arrow, it shows up as the blaze powder. If you put it down here and then you can click the X button and close. You don't really put an item in here, it's just taking a mirror image of it. See, I still got 62, so you can clear that out, you're not losing anything. So it's in our crafting bar. If you hold shift, it'll show you what the item is. So that's what that is right there. So if we take that pattern, not in here, if we take that pattern and put it in one of these interfaces, let's put it up here. I don't think I got, let's just check. Let's take that one off, and whoa, I think it's trying to attack my face. There we go. What is going on? There we go. The magnet's just playing games. This one's completely full, so we can't use that one. So we have to go up to the next one. Let's put that on there. And so let's go up here to the next one. And this one's empty. So we'll put this pattern in here. And so we got 8 more slots. And this is going to tell this interface here to make blaze rods. So if we go over here and we click on our terminal and we type in blaze powder. Now it shows that we got 7. If I take all 7 out, now it says craft. Now we know that it's that second one. So I'm going to hit craft and we're going to aim over there. So let's see if we can see it work. Here we go. So let's click craft. Let's click, let's say make 5. Next. It's saying we're missing 3 blaze rods, which is interesting. So in order to make these, it needs that. I'm surprised that we don't have... Oh, that's because they're in my inventory. Duh. Okay, let's try now. Craft. Let's do 3. Hit next. Now it says it's got enough stuff. It's only going to take 31 bytes. And let's click start. And let's look over here. Let's see if we can see them being made. It probably made them so fast that we just didn't see it. Yeah, they're already in there. So if it takes, I guess if it takes a little bit longer. But the other thing that I did is in each one of these assemblers I have acceleration cards, so it's actually producing it pretty fast. It's probably why we're not able to see it. Let me grab me some sardines, fish tacos. Let's eat. Okay, so that's how the crafting terminal works. And to make these things here, I think I have all that already set up as well. So let's look for molecular assembler. Is it A to Z? There we go. So it'll be down here a little bit. You should see it right there. So if I take these out, it should say craft. Maybe it's back up at the top. Let's put those back in. I know I have a crafting recipe for that. It's weird. Oh, that's why. Okay. Item name. Okay. So let's go back down here. There it is right there. Okay. So it needs to craft it, which we can do. But if you type in molecular assemblers, it's right here. And then that's the recipe. So it takes quartz glass, some iron, some of these formation cores and annihilation cores. These are all easy to make. These require these chips, logic processors, flux dust or flux dust, and then Certus quartz. And then the other one requires nether quartz. So this is one of those things I said that you're going to need something out of here. And then because this takes the most of the time creating it. So that's how you get these molecular assemblers. The interfaces, if we look at interface, same thing. It's actually the same exact recipe, except it doesn't have a crafting table in it. So, and then once you make these, if you just put it right back in your inventory, I think I have one in this chest. Yes, I do. So you can either use these, and if you use these can actually power everything around it. So that's why all these have power to them, is because they're hooked up to this, and this is getting power through the ME cable. If I put this in my crafting window like this, and it makes an interface this way, which is what we have used over here, it does not power the machine or what it's touching. So, but it still has the 9 interface in it, the 9 patterns. It just does not transfer power. So these transfer power, and these little ones don't. And I don't know if you can reverse it and go back. You can, so that's kind of cool. Did not know that. So we don't need any of those right now. So that's how you make crafting recipes. Now, if you want to use a machine to make a process, so let's say that we want to make, what's the next ender cable? Let's look in here. What's the next ender cable up? We want to make this one. Oh, actually, let's make this. So in order to make these pulsating irons, it requires an iron and an ender pearl, okay, to make a pulsating iron. So the recipe for that would be iron and an ender pearl. So we would run over here, and we would type in iron. We'd get 1 iron ingot out, okay, and then we would type in ender and get 1 ender pearl out, okay. And then in order to make the process, you actually have to have the result of the process in your inventory or on you. You can't just, it won't figure it out for you. So we wanted to make, what is that, pulsating? I think I have 1. Yes, I do. 1 pulsating ingot. I think the recipe is 1. Let me make sure. Sometimes you get a result of 2. I just want to make sure. Or actually, I can just look right here. Boom. Boom. So yeah, you just get 1. So if we went over here and jumped into our machines, and we went to process, we're going to say that every time I put 1 iron and 1 ender pearl, I'm going to get a pulsating iron, just like that. And this is a process. So, you know, if I took that out, it's going to say, I don't know what you want. You have to tell it because it's a process. So that's going to be the pattern to make 1 pulsating iron. So all you do now is you take this over here and put it in your ME interface, like that. And now it knows. So anytime we want to make them, we can go back over here. Let's throw this crap back in our interface. Let's type in pulsating. Let's take all those out. Hopefully we can make it over there right in time. So let's hit that. Let's just say, let's make 10. Let's click next, make sure we got enough ender pearls. We do. So let's click start, okay? And let's go over here and see if this machine turned on. Boom, it's on. So what it's doing is it's putting them in, it's processing it. I have one of these capacitors in there, so it works a little bit faster. So you're not going to see the end result here. It's already sucking it out the back and putting it back into our system. So that is the process part of it. So if we typed in pulsating again, you'll see that they're getting put back into the system. We should see a third one here. There, number 3. So that's how that works. Pretty cool, huh? For our final process of the AE system that we're going to work on for right now, because we're going to jump into some different mods in this Infinity Pack, I want to go ahead and finish this thing up right here. So I'm going to do this with you guys. So if you remember, what this is used for is to make your seeds. So the 3 seeds that we have, I don't know if I have all 3 of them. I know we got the nether seed, and the Certus quartz seed, and we have the fluix seed. In order to make these seeds, though, you have to have a pattern to make the seed, right? And I don't think, let me just check, I don't think that I have how to make, no, I do not. So in order to make the seeds, let's go ahead and craft up, show you how this works. Let's go ahead and craft up some more of these. Let's craft up, let's say 5. I think that's going to be enough. Let's click next. Let's click that. So it's going to craft up 5 blank patterns real quick. So if you go in here and we type in pure, and these are the 3 things that we're going to set it up to make today. So if we want a pure Certus, it says drop a Certus quartz seed made from Certus quartz dust and sand into a puddle of water, right? So we need to make Certus quartz dust, or actually we need to make the seed. So we need Certus quartz dust and sand. So that's going to be 1 pattern. So if we type in Certus, and here's our dust. Oh, we actually don't have any dust, but it says we can craft it. So let's craft. So let's craft 2, because we're going to make a, well, yeah, we'll make 2. Just see what happens. Click next. It says we got enough, so let's do start, and it should go pretty quick. 1, 2, and that actually put that in the pulverizer. That's why I got that set up. So there's 1, 2, and then we need, of course, sand, and we got a crap load of sand. So 1, 2. Okay, so we're going to go over here and we're going to say, let's clear this out. We're going to go to a crafting. We're going to say if I drop a Certus quartz and a piece of sand in my crafting table, it's going to create 2 Certus quartz seeds, right? So we're going to take those out. Whoops. Actually, leave those in there. We need our patterns. There we go. Let's put our patterns in here. So the end result is 2 Certus quartz seeds. So we're going to make that. Bam. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. It's the same recipe. So if we just click that out, it's going to keep the sand in there. If we type in fluix dust, take one of those and put it here, it's going to make the pure fluix. Fluix or flux. I'm going to call it flux because it sounds better. Fluix sounds weird, so we're going to call it flux from now on. So we're going to make that as our pattern. So there's that one. And then the next one is, I think, nether quartz dust. Do we have that? We have 1. So there's 1. And so that's going to make the pure. So there's that. So now we have the crafting recipes to make the seeds, right? So we're going to go ahead and go put these over here. Put those in there. So we're going to boom, boom, boom. And it shows us right there. So if we hold, actually we don't need to hold it because you can see it. So now that we have the seeds made, it tells us that all we have to do in order to make this is to drop the seed made from this into a crystal growth accelerator. So this thing up here right here is going to drop those seeds into here. So we need to figure out how to make this work. So let's take that off of there, and let's pick this bad boy up. Where's my pick? There it is. Let's pick that bad boy up. Okay, and then we're going to put let's put that there, and I wonder if we need an export bus. Probably an export bus because it's got a filter in it. Let me test this out real quick and then I'll come back. Alright, sorry about that. I didn't want to build something and all of a sudden it doesn't work and I'm like, oh, look at me, I can't build anything. So what I was confused about, or not, I shouldn't say confused, I get pondering, I guess would be a better word, is if I want to do this with an export bus or an interface. Now the interface is going to tell it to do a process. Well, this block in my hand doesn't really do a process. This does the process. So I'm thinking that we'll just do an export bus, and then anytime it has a seed in the system, it's going to throw it over here into this and then process it. And the only time that we get a seed is if we craft it over here. So it's not just going to do it all the time because I have to make the seeds in order to get it. So once I make a seed, it's actually automatically sending it over there and processing it and send it back as a pure whatever. So that's what we're going to do. And to make this hopper, this is just one of these, it's the open blocks hopper. I'll show you that recipe. It's pretty simple. Actually, it's called the dropper, not the hopper. Oh, and it's only spelled with 2 P's though, so when you look it up in the dictionary. The item dropper is right here. It's just iron, cobble, and a hopper and some redstone. Pretty simple to make. So we're going to actually put this right here on top. I wonder if I can get... I need an export bus though. Let's get an export bus. We don't have an export bus in there. Let's see if we can export buses in our system. We have 1. Awesome. Actually, we had 2. So we don't want this connecting to that. And let's see if I got any glass panels on me, because I don't want it connected to that. I don't have any panels there. Let's check in this other bag. I don't want to use a sandstone panel. Let's go ahead and see if we got any more light or limestone ones. Yes, we have a ton of them. So let's put that there, because I don't want those 2 cables to touch, or I don't want that touching that, even though it's not going to hurt it. Visually wise, I think it looks like crap. So let's put that there. Okay, so we want to put our dropper. Let's put this here and then this. Sorry, my phone was ringing. I hate when that happens. We want to put that there, and then we want to put an export bus right on the side of it, like that. And then we want to put this cable right there. And then the export bus is going to say, what do you want to export? Well, it only has 1 item, and we need to do more. So we need to do a capacity upgrade. So let's go over here and see what we need to make a capacity upgrade. Capacity. And it's right here. So it needs a Certus quartz and a basic card, which we have a pattern to make these, and we have tons of that. So let's just click that, and let's click advanced card. Let's click that. Let's make 1. It's got lots of crap. Why is it wanting to craft 2 of them? Is that the recipe? Advanced card? No, it's a basic card. Ooh. Do we have basic cards? I don't see... Oh, we don't even have a recipe for a basic card, so we might want to do that real quick. Let's clear that bad boy out of there. Let's get that, and then let's get that, and let's see if we got the items to make that. Cool. So let's take that out, and let's just kind of like remember the recipe here for a second. Put that over there, and that over there, and then we need redstone here, and then one of these calculation things in this there. Let's just verify that. Yeah. Okay. So let's go over here, and let's say we're going to do a crafting recipe where we have that, and this here and here, and then this here, and I'm guessing it was iron here and here. Yep, so there's our basic. So we'll craft that up. Let's go throw this over here. into this. Awesome. So now, let's throw all this crap back in there. And it should show up somewhere up here. There it is, right there. Basic card. Cool. So if I want to make a capacity card now, and I don't have that, and I need one of these, and I say next, and I click start, boom, crafted it. Oh, the reason it says 2 is because you get 2 as a result. So there's your capacity card. So we only need 1. And so we're going to come over here to our export bus, and we're going to put this in here. It should give us 5 now. So see, now we have 5. So we're going to say flux seed, and that seed, and that seed, right? So there's our seeds. It's going to export those out of our system, and then it's going to drop it into this bad boy. Underneath, we need to have all of our pure. Let's drop these back in our system. Let's do something. Okay. Let's type in pure, and we don't have pure of anything. Awesome. So the way that we're going to get that is if we go ahead and make it on our own. And the only way that's going to happen is if we go ahead and jump in here and do this ourselves. I don't think these are powered. It says they're offline. Let's jump downstairs and see why. Because it's not hooked up, goofy. Okay, so let's take that off. And I think we can take that one off. Yes, we can. Okay, let me grab just some ME cable. I don't necessarily need... do we just have regular cable? We don't. So let's go over here. Let's make us just some standard cable. I really don't care what color. Just standard cable. Is this it? There it is. So can we make that? Okay, we got 12. Let's jump over here and let's hook these guys up. Bam, 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 bam. And then we need to hook that over to here. And it says 1. Good. And it added a 1 because that's the only process that we got going on over there is that one machine. Okay, so those are actually on now. And if they're on and that thing exported it, there should be some stuff sitting in this. And there's not. So we need to go over here and let's find... I wonder why it's not... I think it dropped our seeds because it says craft, so it did drop our seeds in there. Maybe they just haven't grown yet. And there's no way to check unless this was like raised up. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's see. Let's take those out. Let's take these out. And let's break this. And as you can tell, these seeds were not doing anything and there was nothing in there. So this might not actually be working. It should work though. Let's break this off. Right there and there. And let's get us some glass panes. Let me make these real quick. I'll set this up and then we'll watch it work. Be right back. So sometimes I get ahead of myself and I don't realize it. This thing isn't just going to drop stuff into the hole without having, like, this needs to have a signal, like a switch or a lever. And I don't necessarily need to do it by myself all the time. So let's look up redstone, and we want to make, where is it? We want to make a clock, and I'm pretty sure it's called a clock. Right here, redstone clock. We want to make one of these, so let's go ahead and make one of those. Boom. And this basically gives this machine, it pulses like I think every half second or something. So if we put that on there, and let's just see what happens if we put a seed. What I'm worried about is I might have to encase this. What I'm worried about is this, my magnet is going to suck it out of there. So let's just see. Let's see what happens if we put one in there. Did it come back to us? Or did it drop it down inside there? I can't see it. Okay, let's say, okay, I have one nether quartz. Is it dropping it? Oh, you know what's happening? So this is what I was talking about. It's just going to get sucked down into this thing, and it's going to put it in here. That's what I thought. Okay, so what I need to do is set this filter up. We need a way... we're going to backdoor this thing. That wasn't very nice. Let's do this. Let's take this pane off. Alright, or both, I guess. Let's take, do we have our bucket? Yeah, we don't have our bucket. I think I put it back in the system. Let's take our bucket out. Bucket. There it is right there. Let's put that there. And let's get the water out. Alright. Let's take that bad boy out. Okay, let's go down underneath. Okay, and let's put a block right there. Alright. And then let's turn our super duper magnet off. Okay. Let's put the water back in there. Okay. In order for this item hopper, this item filter to work, we need an end result. So I need to let's just do this. I hate getting a bunch of stuff in my inventory because then I get all screwed up and confused. So we need to take put that in there, put that in there, put that in there. Did all three of them go in there? Yes, they did. And then this thing is on, and those things are going to grow. And as soon as they grow, well, we'll come right back, right? All right, be right back. Now I think those are done. Let's click our magnet. Let's see. That one's done. That one's done. That one's done. Awesome. So let's get our bucket back out. Let's redo this whole entire process. Oh my god. There we go. Let's turn the magnet off. Let's grab the water out. Let's break that block. And let's jump downstairs. And let's see. Our item. Let's see if we can actually. Let's just put the block up inside there. I need some. My mouse isn't working very well. Let's put that there. Of course it's freaking sand. Let's just put a piece of glass. Like that. And then put that on there. And then we need to grab our filter right here. And then shift right click. And then we want to say, I want to pull out that. And I want to pull out that. And I want to pull out that. Now we can also make, we can set it up. We might have to have an extra export bus on that, on the dropper up on top, but we could also set this up so that when we need to actually make the flux crystals, which is redstone, nether dust, and I think a charge certus, we could set that recipe up and also make those in here. So, but that's what we want to do. And so let's put this in there, right there. We want a world interaction upgrade, so it's just pulling out items. And I think that's it. So all we need now is to put one of these on there, like that, and then I'm just gonna have it come all the way over here because I don't want to waste cable. This cable is cheaper than that cable there, and I want to pump. Let's see how we want to do this. I want to pump this back into that system. Well, I guess we could just use our glass cable, but we need an import bus. So let's go get an import bus, and we don't have one made. Do we have any in here? Import. And if you want to know why, let's go put some of this crap away. Let's put that away, that away, that away. We don't need those. We don't need those. I don't think we need that. That. I don't need that. Okay, so the reason we need an import bus, and we also need a chest, so let's get a chest. And it could just be a normal chest. We don't even have a chest. Good grief. And I don't even have a pattern for a chest. You'd think I would have that. Let's go ahead and make one of those. And it just needs to be a standard chest, because all it's doing is acting as a buffer. Okay, so we'll put our chest, let's put our chest, oh man, hope you guys get ignored, as annoyed as I do when I do that. We want to put that there, and we want to put the export bus right here, or import bus. Import bus is going to import it back into the system. Let's see if this actually works. It should show up as another line right there. Yes, awesome. So it works. Okay, so I think we're all set up. Yeah, we are. Okay, let's go try this bad boy out. And then we'll probably be done for the day, because I'm done. Okay, we need to put our water back in here, so let's put our water back in here. And you guys are already... Oh, man. Oh, the glass is there. Duh. Okay, so let's put our water back in there. Boom. And you guys probably realize the same thing I did. I put my glass panels away. We need those. Boom, boom. So let's fly back over here, put our glass panels right there, and right there. Alright. And this thing's pulsating at 1, and this is set up, and there's none in there. So if I come over here, let's clear this out. Let's put this back in the system. If I drop those in the system, and I come over here, I should drop them in that hole. They are. Can you see them down inside there? So it is working. It dropped them down there. Now here's the trick. If I click this, hopefully they don't come out. They came out. Or at least they're trying to. So, oh, they did come out. Or they're trying to. You know what? Let's just go ahead and take them out. Let's make them happy. Alright, did we get all 3 of them? Why did we only get 2? Well, that's weird. So we're not going to be able to have our magnet on when we do this, or maybe there's another way of doing it. Let's go ahead and put that back in there. It's going to drop them back down inside there. And that's okay if I lost the other one. I don't need them. I don't know if it fell down below or what. So that's working. So this is basically telling the hopper to drop them every time, half second that it gets it. And this thing will always stay on. And like I said, every time you have a process or a moving part, it counts as a channel or a machine. So this is 1, and then we saw the import bus that we had that made 2. So that's why I added 2 white lines to our system. So if we type in pure, I doubt that it made it already. It didn't. So, but this will eventually show 2. So yeah, that was fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. That was a learning experience, and I'm pretty much ready to jump into something new. So next episode, guys, we'll jump into something different than AE system, and hopefully it'll be as interesting as this one was. So I guess this was the end of AE2. I guess it was part 3, and if you enjoyed it, click that like button, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you can become my best friend forever. I'll see you guys.